Do you have classes every day?
Not exactly because it's a distancia,
Uh-huh.
so I can make my time.
Oh,
But I
okay.
finished my test, so I'm just waiting for the result.
Oh, that's nice. That's really good. And what are you majoring in, Kathleen? What are you studying at college?
English.
Oh, yeah, you told me. That's nice. Oh, how nice, Kathleen. And do you want to be a teacher when you graduate?
Yes, I do.
Oh, how nice. You're brave. Oh,
Thank you.
nice. That's really good. Congratulations. And where do you want to work as a teacher? Do you want to work at schools or English courses?
I don't have I I didn't choose yet. So because I'm the beginning of college,
Oh, I
so
see. Mhm,
I'm gonna wait to
mhm.
decide.
Oh, okay. All right. You still have some time to go. Okay. That's good. Awesome. That's very nice. Yeah, I also went to college. I did languages. I studied Portuguese and English with a focus on literature, and it was very good. I liked it. Oh, that's nice, Kathleen. That's very good. Which college are you going to?
Estácio.
Oh, that's nice. Yes, that's very good. Yeah, I did an extension course there. Yeah, I went to college in São Paulo. Yeah, but I did an
Oh,
extension course.
nice.
Yeah, yeah, I was in São Paulo when I went to college, but I did an extension course in Rio. I was in Rio when I did my extension course, and that was at Stasio. That's really good. How nice. Great. Very nice, Kathleen. Great. Congratulations. All right. So we are almost finishing the book. We are doing Unit 11, and I will try to do 4 pages today. Let's see if our connection helps. So we'll try to do pages 84, 85, 86, and 87. But I'd like to show you our grades today. I managed to put our grades together. So let me see if I can show you the grades. Now, right in the beginning, let me check it out here. Yes. Oh, how nice, Nathan. Okay. Can you see that? Can you visualize our grades? I organized everything
Yes.
this week. Yes. So your grades are really good. Hi, Nathan. Good morning. I think he can't hear us. So there you go, Kathleen. Your grades are amazing. Really good. So here we have your grades for the first test, the stop and check, the progress test, skills, and the project. Okay, now we need to have stop and check 2, which is after unit 9, and then the final tests. Okay, the final test is usually after unit 12, progress test 2. Okay, but we are just missing this one here, stop and check 2, that I want to give after unit 11. Okay, I want to finish unit 11 first, so we don't get too late. Hi Nathan, good to see you. Welcome. Look, Nathan, your grades are also very good. You've done everything. Okay. Good morning. Yes. Good to see you, Nathan. Your grades are awesome too, right? Congratulations. You've got a very good grade on the first test. Stop and check one. Then the same on progress test one. Excuse me. Sorry. And then skills test one, the progress test, skills, and project, they all happened after unit six, right? It's a package. We all do the three tasks after unit six, and then the next group of tests, that progress test two, project two, um, and I forgot to put here skills test two here, will happen after unit 12, okay? Here. Actually, here it's skills test too. So let me just, and here is project too. Hey guys, let me just organize this. Now it's okay. So this evaluation here only happens after unit 12, okay? And the stop and check happens after unit 9, and we haven't done that. So I want to do the stop and check when we finish unit 11, okay? I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to fall behind, right? So I will finish unit 11, which is something we are doing now, right? And whenever we, as soon as we finish unit 11, I will give you the stop and check. Stop and check is just vocabulary and grammar. It's something really simple. It's no big deal, okay? Nothing really, no big deal. Okay, guys. Then when we finish unit 11, I'll give you that. And then when we finish everything after unit 12, we do the other one. Hi, Pedro. Good morning. Good
Hi,
to see you.
good
Welcome.
morning.
Yay. Good to see you, Pedro. I'm just showing everybody here your grades and tests. And it's nice to see you because um, there are some grades missing here on the grid. I think there are some things you need to do. Look, I think you need to do progress test one. You still have to do that to finish your course, and project one, we don't have your grade for that. So later you try to schedule a replacement to do your progress test one and your project one, okay? Don't leave it for later because then you might have problems to get your certificate, okay? After unit 11, when we finish this current unit, I will give stop and check two. All right, people. And when we finish unit 12, I will give the final tests, okay? Progress test two, skills, and the project. And then we're done, right? So, okay, Pedro, you just need to complete these two assignments here, all right? Oh, how nice. It's good to have Stair around. I also need to remind Stair she needs to do the first one, I think. Yeah, that's true. Hi, Stair. Good morning. Good to see you.
Hi, teacher. Good morning.
Yay, good morning, Stair. I'm showing the grades here to the students, and I think you were missing one test. I don't know if you were present when your class took the first test. So it seems that you missed the first evaluation. So you need to do the first stop and check. We don't have your grade, okay? So as soon as possible, try to schedule a replacement to do the first examination. It's the stop and check, okay? This is the only grade that
Okay.
you're missing. It's the stop and check number one. This stop and check is from units 1, 2, and 3. So it's very simple. No big deal.
I wasn't in the class. I think I wasn't in the class.
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah. But you can do that, no problem. Okay? It's
Okay.
okay, you can do it. All right? It's just because to get your certificate, you need to have all the evaluations. All right? You have to have all the things done. So the same thing I told Pedro, you need to have everything completed. The same thing I need to tell Brandon. Brandon is also missing some tests. Okay, guys.
Okay.
But don't worry, it's very simple. Okay, guys. Okie dokie, guys. But we can do it, and I'll help you. All right. You just have to send me a message via WhatsApp, and we can schedule a day for you to do this. It's very simple. Okay. All right. So let's go to our page on Google Classroom. Let's go there. Just oh, another very important topic, guys, I need to talk to you about. The second part that we need to really fix is this topic here, replacements. Okay, this is something that we have to do. I don't know if I already talked to you about it. Today is June 19th, so we need to replace the missed classes. So if you have any missed classes, you need to watch the videos of the previous classes, right? And you need to do the exercises. To replace nowadays, it's super easy. You don't have to go to school and do the replacements in the conventional way. All you have to do is watch the video. Okay, now it's super simple. You just have to just watch the video and do the pages of the days that you missed and send me the copies of those pages. Send me the picture. And then you can clear. Hi, Yago. Hey, good morning. Good to see you. All right, Pedro.
Good
Morning, teacher.
Hey, good morning. Hi, Danilo.
Mackenzie Carol.
Good morning. Good to see you. Hi. Hello. Good to see you. Is there anybody there with you, Yago? Anybody from our class?
Mateus and Carol
Oh,
are
great.
monitors.
Okay, awesome. That's very good. All right. So I'm just showing the attendance to remind people to replace, okay? So, okay, Pedro. All right. Okay, guys. So don't forget to do it. Okay, this is very important. So watch the videos and then do the activities. Okay, here we have the pages that the pages of the classes you missed. But anyway, you can always refer to our page on Google Classroom. So you can get the pages from there. And you can also see our playlist on YouTube. Watch the video of our classes there, and you can get the content. So you watch the classes, you do the pages we did in class, and then you send me the pictures so we can clear that. All right? Very simple. Hey, good morning, Gabriel. Good to see you. Oh, that's very nice to see you guys. I'm very happy. All right. So back to the grades. Since now everybody is here, let me show you the grades again. Hi, Iago. Can you see that? Carlos, Gabriel, everybody else. Can you see the grades? Earlier today, I was showing the grades to everybody. I'm just showing you this because we are almost closing our, hey, Brandon, how nice. Good to see you guys. Because now we are almost closing and some students still need to do some tests. So yeah, but can you see that? I don't know if you've done these tests, but you need to do those
Sorry,
tests. I don't
Simone.
have your
No, I
grades.
didn't. Not yet.
Oh, so I need to have those grades, okay? All right.
I'm going to do them and send you the pictures. I'll schedule a replacement to do them.
Please, all right? I need to have those tests. Stop and check one, progress
Okay.
test one, because we are doing now unit 11. So we are almost closing the book, all right? Now,
Yes.
and I will give stop and check 2, which I should have already given after unit 9. And I delayed a little bit because I have some students who still need to give me stop and check 1. So,
Okay.
all right. But after unit 11, I will do this stop and check 2. Okay. Even though I'm a little late on that, but I will do stop and check 2 as soon as I finish unit 11. So try to schedule a replacement to do the first evaluation. Okay. Pedro, the same thing. And Stare, try to do stop and check 1. And Brandon, please try to
Okay,
do,
teacher.
okay, Brandon, try to do stop and check 1 as well, okay? Because yours is missing. All right? Okay, Brandon. Can you see that?
Okay.
All right. Okay, Brandon. We are also
Okay.
counting on you. Thank you, guys. The other students are okay. You've got all the grades necessary. Only Brandon, Esther, Pedro, and Iago. Okay,
Okay,
you need
teacher.
to do the things. All right? Great, people. So now let's go here to our page on Google Classroom so we can see our topics for today. Just a second.
Teacher,
Yes, Danilo.
you have said in the last class that you will um will have we will have a review today and a test in the next class.
Yes, I said that. But I decided to finish unit 11 first because since we started unit 11, I decided to finish unit 11, and when we finish the unit, then we do the stop and check, okay? Because we are in the middle of unit 11, so I decided to do this way because
Okay.
some students still need to do previous tests. So since some students haven't done previous tests, I'll give you a chance while we are doing unit 11 for the students who still have to do other tests. So you have unit 11 to be updated. Update your tests.
Okay.
And then when we finish unit 11, then everybody hopefully will be okay, will be updated. And then as soon as I finish unit 11, I will give you stop and check 2. All right? And then everybody will be on the same page. Okay? So I decided to do this way because then I will be okay with you and you will be okay with me. All right?
Okay, it's better.
Yes. So you have time, I have time, right? So Today, guys, June 19th, we are doing Unit 11. And if you have your books, you can open your books to page 84. All right? We are doing if sentences. We are going to see word pairs, and we will also do reading and speaking. So this lesson today is very interesting, okay? And to start this lesson today, I'd like to show you a short video about a place that we will talk about today. The name of the place is Vanuatu. Have you ever heard of this place before?
No.
No. Okay. So this is very interesting. And this place is considered one of the happiest places on earth. Yes, according to statistics, they say it's one of the best places to live. I don't know, people say. Okay, can you see the page of the video? Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
So the meaning of this word, Vanu,
Yes.
as they say, Vanu means home and Atu means place. So it means the place of the home or the place where the person lives, right? In other words, or in the language of the people there, okay? So home place, in other words. And Vanuatu is in the South Pacific, okay? So take a look. They say it's beautiful. So let's check it out.
The Republic of Vanuatu lies in the sparkling South Pacific Ocean. While it's only a short flight from Australia and New Zealand, chances are it's a world away from wherever you are right now. Like a handful of shells cast upon 5,000 square miles of pristine waters, this Melanesian archipelago remains relatively untouched by the waves of mass tourism. This is a nation where traditional customs remain strong, a place where the people live in harmony with the moods of the waters and the land. In Vanuatu, the opportunity for adventure and the chance to relax await at every turn. This is a place that will challenge the way you think about happiness and what it means to truly live in the moment. Most visitors to Vanuatu arrive at the nation's capital, Port Vila, situated on the main island of Efate. Vila, as it's affectionately known, sits at the edge of a magnificent natural harbour filled with corals and sea life. Visiting yachts and inter-island traders bump and sway at anchor, evoking the romance of times gone by. While around the harbour, beaches, islands and resorts welcome weary 21st century travellers looking for a chance to reconnect with loved ones and themselves. Like many South Pacific ports, Vila is wonderfully laid back and relaxed. So leave your designer gear at home, pull on some flip-flops and slide into island time. Wander the markets filled with handicrafts and produce from across the archipelago. For those fussy shoppers used to checking labels, relax. Everything here is organic. Explore the beaches of Mele Bay and send a postcard home to loved ones from the underwater mailbox at Headway Island. At sunset, enjoy the cool sea breezes and warm hospitality of your resort, or hang out with sailors, expats and locals at the bars and restaurants along the waterfront. If you can drag yourself away from your deck chair, Vila is the perfect jumping off point for adventures all over the island. From sunset cruises to kayak adventures, forest walks to ziplining. Just a 10-minute drive from Port Vila and then a 5-minute walk into the heart of Iroquois rainforest is Ikasap Cultural Village. Here, proud villagers are waiting to share their centuries-old customs, crafts, music and stories with you. For a day trip that many rate as the highlight of their Vanuatu adventure, take a 35-minute drive north from Port Vila, then climb aboard a boat to nearby Lelepa Island. Cool off in a pristine aquatic wonderland, or simply glide over coral gardens in a traditional outrigger. Enjoy a beachside barbecue, then take a cultural tour across the island, learning about traditional bush medicine and soaking up the local smiles along the way. Before you leave, however, quietly enter Sacred Fells Cave, once part of the domain of Roy Mata, the great 13th century chieftain who united Vanuatu's many tribes. Tiny Lelepa Island is just one of Vanuatu's 80 islands. The largest is Espiritu Santo, just a 50-minute flight north from Vila. At the island's sleepy capital, Luganville, stock up on supplies at the markets before venturing off to explore the natural wonders of Santo. Vanuatu is dotted with incredible blue holes, a geological phenomenon that results in pure waters of jewel-like quality. Take a dip in one of the best at Mativulu, just a 30-minute drive from Luganville. Follow the coast north through the coconut plantations and farms of Santo to some of Vanuatu's finest beaches. Stay a few nights in a bungalow at Lonik or neighbouring Champagne Beach and wake each morning to some of the whitest, footprint-free sands in the world. A little further north, hang out with local families and enjoy the idyllic waters of Port Ulri. After exploring mainland Santo, explore the islands off its southern coast. While away your days enjoying the pristine marine environment of Aori Island. On tiny Bokisa Island, let one of the locals massage out those 21st century knots. While on neighbouring Ratua Island, why not stay right on the water and let the outgoing tide carry your stresses far out to sea. 2 miles off the coast of Santo was Malo, an island of exceptional natural beauty. Join a kayak tour and gently paddle up the pristine waters of the Malo River. Just as the river narrows and the forest closes in around you, it opens up again, revealing yet another of Vanuatu's remarkable blue holes. After the islands of Efate and Santo have worked their soothing magic on you, get even further away from it all on Tana Island. Just a 45-minute flight south from Port Vila, Tana is fringed with beaches ranging from pure white to black volcanic sands. The island offers a range of accommodations too, from simple beachside bungalows to stunning eco-resorts with all the mod cons. But away from the coast, time has stood still. Many of the hillside villages on Tana remain largely unaffected by the trappings of the modern world, and that's the way the locals prefer it. At Lawinio Village, the residents proudly share their way of life, which they call custom. This isn't just a show for tourists. Here, the welcome and the smiles are among the warmest you'll ever receive. Tana means earth, and after kicking up the dust together, you'll feel completely grounded too. You'll certainly feel the earth shake on Mount Yasser, one of the world's most active and accessible volcanoes. In 1774, Captain James Cook changed course to Tana after seeing the volcano's far-off glow. Cook attempted to climb the volcano, only to be turned back by locals who considered the mountain sacred. Today, Mount Yasa's custodians invite visitors to stand on the caldera's fiery rim to witness one of the greatest spectacles on the planet. As lava shoots into the evening sky, some tremble, most are awestruck, but all are humbled. In fact, you'll feel humbled wherever you go in Vanuatu, by the incredible natural beauty, by the richness of the culture, but mostly by its people. In these islands, the true measure of wealth is how much a person can give away. After experiencing the warmth and generosity of Vanuatu's people, it's easy to feel that Vanuatu could be one of the richest places on Earth.
How nice, isn't it? I think it's a beautiful place to visit, isn't it, guys? Yeah, you can include that place in a bucket list. Places to visit one day, or a place to go before you die. Okay, so if you have your books, open your books to page 84. Let's check it out. I'll try to zoom in. Can you see the page?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Right. All right. So let me try to zoom in a little bit more so the people in the classroom can see that. All right, this picture here doesn't really seem like Vanuatu, but actually it is Vanuatu somehow, right? And the title is Broken Dreams. When I saw this, I was like, no, this is not Vanuatu. But anyway, here they say, read and listen to Marty and Carrie's sad story. Explain the title. So here we have a small text about a couple who were on vacation in Vanuatu in the South Pacific, right? Let's see what happens to this couple and why they are so sad. What happens to them? Because as we could see, Vanuatu is a beautiful place. What happens to them? Why are they so disappointed? What could have happened? Okay, so let's see.
Track 14. Broken Dreams.
Carrie and I were on vacation in Vanuatu in the South Pacific. It's really beautiful there. And one day we went for a walk and saw this house for sale. It was on a cliff overlooking a bay, and you could imagine the views were absolutely amazing. We just fell in love with it. We had to have it. So we bought it right then and there. And the next day we hired an architect to redesign our dream vacation home. That evening we celebrated, and in the middle of the night, we were sound asleep when suddenly we were thrown from our beds. The room was shaking. It was the biggest earthquake that had ever hit the region. But the worst was still to come, because the next morning when we drove out to check our newly bought house, we found that the whole cliff had fallen into the water. We lost every cent we had.
Wow. So it's unbelievable. Let's listen and read again.
Track 14. Broken Dreams.
Carrie and I were on vacation in Vanuatu in the South Pacific. It's really beautiful there. And one day we went for a walk and saw this house for sale. It was on a cliff overlooking a bay, and you could imagine the views were absolutely amazing. We just fell in love with it. We had to have it. So we bought it right then and there. And the next day we hired an architect to redesign our dream vacation home. That evening we celebrated, and in the middle of the night, we were sound asleep when suddenly we were thrown from our beds. The room was shaking. It was the biggest earthquake that had ever hit the region. But the worst was still to come, because the next morning when we drove out to check our newly bought house, we found that the whole cliff had fallen into the water. We lost every cent we had.
Yeah, as you could see, I don't know if you were able to see all the video I was showing. It's a volcanic region. It's beautiful. Yes, it is really beautiful. But as it is a volcanic area, they have earthquake every now and then. So because of that, it's a little shaky. So these things may happen, right? And unfortunately, this couple decided to buy something there. They bought a house, I think, on a cliff. That was a big mistake, and they couldn't foresee what would happen, right? So they bought a house on a cliff overlooking a bay, and then they couldn't imagine, right, what would have happened because there was an earthquake, and even though it was a mild earthquake, the cliff simply slided in. Unfortunately, his dream vacation home was destroyed. So, yeah, if you are going to buy a house on an island, and especially on a cliff, you should be ready to have these surprises. So you shouldn't try to do that, actually. You should think twice. Okay. So here in number 3, we should use these words to form sentences about Morty and Carrie's story. Let's see the first one. If the house, then we have not be on a cliff, not fall into the water. So how can we create a sentence using these prompts?
If the house wasn't on a cliff, it wouldn't fall into the water.
Yes, if the house, yes, here we can see that the sentence starts with the particle if. So it's like a conditional sentence, right? So if the house weren't on a cliff, it wouldn't have fallen into the water. Yes. So first of all, we have to use the verb to be to show a possible hypothetical situation.
No.
Yes.
Why we use were and not was?
Yes, that's a good question. When I use if and I'm showing something hypothetical, it's preferable to use were instead of was. Even though my subject, the house, is the third person singular, and naturally I would use was. So if the house wasn't in the negative, that would be the natural thing to do. If the house wasn't on a cliff, it's not wrong to say wasn't, but it's something they prefer to do because it's the subjunctive, okay? So in technical terms, when we use the subjunctive, they prefer to change the verb to be, the verb to be, and use were instead of was for all the subjects. So instead of using if the house wasn't, they say if the house weren't on a cliff, it wouldn't have fallen into the water. The second part of the sentence will be with the modal verb would in the negative, wouldn't, and I'm going to use the present perfect, have fallen, wouldn't have fallen, because it's something that unfortunately happened. But then I'm going to imagine a hypothetical situation. So it wouldn't have fallen if the house weren't on a cliff. So here I'm actually imagining a different situation. Here, I would even try something different. Instead of using the second conditional mixed with the third, I would put a different situation. I would say, if the house hadn't been on a cliff, the house wouldn't have fallen into the water. Okay, I would put everything from the beginning to the end in the third conditional. Okay, so here there are two possibilities. I can mix the second and the third, or I can say everything from the beginning to the end in the third conditional. Okay, so let me write it down for you. I could say here, look, let me see if I can write here somewhere. Let me use the board, okay? Just a second. I can say here, look. In this one, I can say, if the house, using the subjunctive, okay? Weren't on a cliff, then if I start like this, I'm going to be using the second conditional, and then the second part, I will be using the third conditional, okay? It wouldn't have fallen in the water. So here I have a mix, okay? Second plus third, okay? I can do that because the house was on a cliff, okay? I have two facts here, okay? The house was on a cliff. This is fact number one, okay? Fact number one. This is one fact. And fact number two. The house fell in the water. This is fact number two. So when I have two facts in the past, I can mix the second and the third conditionals, okay? All right, people. So this is what we call mixed conditionals, right? Second conditional and third conditional. But I can also have everything in the third conditional. I can say, for example, if the house hadn't been on a cliff, it wouldn't have fallen in the water. I can also say that, okay? So let's do this. If the house hadn't been on a cliff, okay, comma, it wouldn't have fallen in the water. Okay, now when I say this, I'm using from beginning to end the third conditional. Okay, guys. This, guys, is what I use when I'm talking about a hypothetical situation in the past. Okay, it's the same thing here, mixed conditionals, but here I'm just creating a hypothesis of something that might not have happened in the past. Okay, suppose the house wasn't on a cliff. Suppose the house was on a mountain but not on a cliff. Suppose the water was on a different terrain, on a different place. Okay, it wouldn't have fallen in the water. But now it's like crying over spilled milk, you know? It's no use doing that. But let's imagine, let's try to think of a different scenario, okay? So when you do this, you are trying to create a different situation. Oh, let's suppose. Okay, guys. So this is what the third conditional does. The third conditional is like imagining a different scenario. The situation is over. The house is destroyed. There is nothing you can do about it. So suppose, okay, guys. All right, people. That's the situation. So if the house hadn't been on a cliff, it wouldn't have fallen in the water. Okay, so both situations here would be correct to use. Okay? All right, Iago.
All right, Simone, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So, sorry guys, let me go back there. Let me share with you. So, of course, guys, here we are only creating hypothetical situations. So, let me show the answers to that so you can see all the possibilities. Okay, guys, of course they will look. Okay, just the example I gave, if the house hadn't been on a cliff, it wouldn't have fallen into the water. Okay, so exactly the third conditional. Okay, so look at number 2 here. Number 2 goes, Marty and Carrie wish they hadn't bought it. Okay, so of course everything hypothetical, talking about the past. All right, people. Let's go to the next one. Number 3, they shouldn't have acted so quickly. So everything about the past. So like regretting, showing a feeling of regret. Oh, they shouldn't have acted so quickly, but unfortunately they did. Okay. Number 4, they should have hired a surveyor, okay, a professional to give them some advice before buying the house. So they should have hired a surveyor. Next one, if they had hired a surveyor, he or she might have warned them not to buy it. Okay, guys, so all the situation here is about a situation of regret, a situation of, oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, guys, that's the idea. So look, number 6, if only they hadn't lost all their money. Okay, so wow, what a pity. If only they hadn't lost all their money. Okay, but unfortunately they did. They lost all their money. But let's imagine a different scenario. Oh, if only they hadn't lost all their money. Okay, guys, so all the situations described here are hypothetical. Okay, number 7, let's go there. Supposing the earthquake, look, supposing the earthquake hadn't happened, So again, let's imagine the earthquake hadn't happened. But unfortunately it did. Okay, so, but let's suppose it hadn't happened. Okay, so supposing the earthquake hadn't happened. So as you can see, guys, when we imagine a different situation, we use the past perfect, okay? When we use hypothetical situations, all right? Or when we use modal verbs, should, might, we put present perfect there. Should have, might have, okay? If only they had or hadn't, all right? Look, they wish they hadn't gone on vacation to Vanuatu. Finally, right? They say that. So look, they wish they hadn't gone, but unfortunately they did, okay? So they wish they hadn't gone on vacation, but they did. Okay. So when you wish something didn't happen in the past, so you say wish plus past perfect. Oh, I wish I hadn't bought this, but unfortunately I did. Oh, I wish I hadn't done this. I wish I hadn't gone on vacation to Vanuatu, but unfortunately now it's too late. I did. Okay, guys. So let me just show you all the answers. So maybe you can print or something if it's possible. Can you visualize that, people? Is it possible for you to, I don't know, get a screenshot or something? Here you can see from numbers 1 to 5. Here, number 5, it's contracted, but here it means they had hired. So if they had hired a surveyor, so if they had hired, so it's just abbreviated, okay? So if they'd hired is if they had hired, okay? Now here, 7 and 8, 6, 7, 8, okay. All right, guys, can I close? All right, guys, so all the situations here are situations of regret. They feel sorry because they were inexperienced. They couldn't foresee what would have happened or what was about to happen. Okay, so here in number 4 they say form the question and answer it. What happened if there not be earthquake? How can we form the question here?
What would have happened if there wasn't an earthquake?
If there hadn't been, because there was an earthquake. So let's imagine a different scenario. What would have happened if there, so let's create a hypothetical situation. Let's go. The first part is okay. So let's go. What would have happened if there hadn't been an earthquake? So how can I create this third conditional, guys, or a hypothetical situation in the past? What is the formula or the best thing for us to do here? Because there is a formula, okay, guys? If you want to have a formula, there is. It's if the sentence that we use with if, I mean, the verb tense that we usually use with if in the third conditional is plus past perfect. So instead of using past perfect, I'm going to break it up for you, okay? Let me make it easier for you. If plus had plus past participle. Participle. Okay, this is the first part. Had, of course, can also be hadn't, all right? Let me put in parentheses here. It's also possible to be had or hadn't. This is the first part. So let me just eliminate here. This is one part of the third conditional. Had or hadn't, okay? The second part. The second part can be a modal verb, would or could, okay, or might. So let's put would. Would is the most common. So auxiliary verb, have, plus what comes next? Past participle. So this is the formula. If you like to have it this way, these are the two parts that we need to use to create this idea of regret in the past, or regret about something that happened in the past. So the first part or the second part doesn't matter. Let's say the if part. The if part is like this: if plus had or hadn't plus past participle, and the modal verb part, would, I can also use could or might, plus auxiliary verb, have, plus past participle. So here it's a question. So I have to use the modal verb right after the question pronoun. What would have happened, okay, if their negative hadn't been an earthquake? All right, Kathleen. Then we can ask the question using the third conditional, and we are imagining a hypothetical situation about the past. We are imagining a different scenario. If there hadn't been an earthquake, what would have happened? Maybe they would have been happy with the house. They would have been, I don't know, still living there. Or they would have, I don't know, something else. But nothing would have happened to the couple, probably. So what would have happened if there hadn't been an earthquake? Okay, guys. So we can make questions like this about many different situations. Okay. All right. So here we have the two parts. Let me just try to create something better for you. I will try to do this with two different colors so it can be easier for you to understand. Let me try to make this green. So we have here two parts, one blue and one green, okay? All right, people, so this is the third conditional. We have a blue part and a green part. Let's make it this way. So, all right, let's see if it's easier for you to visualize. Like what happens to all the other conditionals. The first conditional also has two parts, the second conditional as well, and the third conditional, the same thing. We have two parts, okay? And here in the modal verb, we can vary that. We can use could, we can use might. So could have happened, might have happened, all right? Okay, people. Yes? So let me just try to take a picture here of the people who are present today. Before we go, let me save this picture. Okay, Kathleen, do you understand better now?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Let me clear this. Let me just save the picture here, guys, okay? Just a second. Okie dokie, people. So let's move on. Look, here in number 5, can you visualize that? They ask, what do you wish, was different about your life? Make a wish list about some of these things. Discuss your list with other students. So of course, guys, this is something really personal. You don't need to share your list, but you can talk about one thing. Oh, really, Yago? Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, try to stay as long as you can. I know that it's really hard when the connection is not good, but try to stay as long as you can because we're going to talk about interesting topics today, especially the third conditional. It's really something tricky. Oh, try to stay as long as you can. Oh, okay, guys. I know connection is really boring sometimes. Okay, Yago, I understand. So we can start, we can make a sentence using if only I was or I wish I had. And we can choose one of the topics here, for example. We can talk about money, we can talk about family, or, but this is something too personal and you're free to give an example if you wish. Okay, guys, that's okay, no problem. I can say, I wish I had more money, right? So, and I wish I had more time to do the things that I like. But anyway, you don't need to worry much about it. Only if you want to share. Okay, guys. So let's go over here. This is the most important thing for us. Expressions with if. Let's take a look here. There are many fixed expressions with if, often found in spoken English. Match a line in A with a line in B. So I will just show you that, guys. So let's listen to the conversations and check. So I will just show you that so you can see some examples of if sentences in English to see how many we have. Okay, guys.
Track 15. 1.
Would it be okay if I left a little bit early today? I have a dental appointment.
No problem. Just tell Janet to cover for you.
2.
How's it going?
Okay. If all goes well, we should be finished by Friday. We just have to put the final touches on the doors and windows.
3.
If you knew what I know, you'd never go out with him again. You're just jealous.
4.
Could I have a word with you if you have a minute?
Yeah, of course, but I'm kind of in a rush.
It's about that pay raise I was promised.
5.
Aren't you helping Jackie organize her wedding?
I am. It's a nightmare. If anything went wrong, I'd never forgive myself.
6.
Win? What do you mean? If you ask me, they don't stand a chance.
You don't think so? They've been playing much better recently.
Come on, they haven't won a game for weeks.
7.
We arrived on Tuesday and...
It was a Thursday, not a Tuesday, if I remember correctly.
Oh, Tuesday, Thursday, the day doesn't matter. I'll just never forget the blue water and the white sand.
8.
Well, if worse comes to worse, we can always postpone it for a day or two.
I'd rather not. I just have a headache. The fresh air will do me good.
Okay, if you're sure.
9.
You haven't made much progress, if any at all.
What do you mean? I've written 500 words.
Yeah, but you have to write 10,000.
10.
I don't think much of Nancy's new boyfriend. He's really cold and arrogant. Actually, I don't think he's cold or arrogant. If anything, he's a little shy. Shy? Ha! You wouldn't say that if you'd seen him at Kyle's party.
That's nice, isn't it, guys? That's really cool. So let's see the first one. Would it be okay if I left a little bit early today? I have a dental appointment. So the first one is going to be letter D. All right. Would it be okay if I left a little bit early today? All right. Number 2, if all goes well, we should be finished by Friday. Okay. So just to go quickly there, that's going to be letter I. We should be finished by Friday. So this is very common, guys. They are showing us here some common sentences they say with if, right? So you know how often they use if sentences, okay? So if all goes well, we should be done, we should be finished. So sometimes they say more than finished, they say we should be done, much more than we should be finished, okay? If you knew what I know here, you'd never go out with him again. Another one, number 4, could I have a word with you if you have a minute? Okay, that's also very common. Number 5, if anything went wrong, I'd never forgive myself. Yeah, that's really common. Number 6, when? What do you mean? If you ask me, they don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance means they don't have a chance, right? It's when you talk about a team that you don't really believe they have a chance of winning. So you say, win? What do you mean? If you ask me, they don't stand a chance. So there is no chance that this team will win the game, right? It's an expression. Number 7, it was a Thursday, not a Tuesday. If I remember correctly, okay, this is usually if I know for sure or if I'm right, they don't say so much if I remember correctly, but it's usually if I know for sure, it's more common. Number 8, well, if worst comes to worst, we can always postpone it. Yeah, this is not so common. If worst comes to worst. Yes, also. Number 9, you haven't made much progress, if any at all. Okay, if any at all, it's okay. Number 10, I don't think he's cold or arrogant. If anything, he's a little shy. Yes, this one is okay. All right, guys, everything is there. Any questions here? These are just expressions that we use every day. Okay, they are kind of common, depending on the region, depending on the area. All right, let's zoom out. So we are done here, page 84, for Vanuatu. Okay, guys, so moving on a little further, this page is much more interesting in terms of energy because this is more positive. This page has to do with vocabulary, and it will show us some word pairs that we use more often. It has to do with word pairs that we use connected with conjunctions. And it's so interesting. It's really nice. There are many word pairs or pairs of words connected by a conjunction. The order of the words is always fixed. So for example here, guys, you know those words. Um, we had to have the house, so we bought it then and there. We saw this in the text from the couple. We bought it then and there. This is an expression, right? It's a fixed expression, and we see those expressions everywhere. Complete these well-known pairs. For example, here, life's full of ups and downs. We see that everywhere. There are always pros and cons. For example, it will happen sooner or later. You see, so these expressions are so good and so common. We see them everywhere. All right, people. Ups and downs, pros and cons, sooner or later. So I will leave it for you now, guys. Match a word pair in A with a definition in B. Okay? For example, ifs or buts. What is the best definition for that here?
Excuses or arguments.
Arguments. Okay, good. All right, great. Now try to do the others and then we correct. I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. This is fine.
Okay.
This is fine. It's really simple. Okay, guys, can we check?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's see the next one. Wait and see.
Be patient and find out later.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Ins and outs.
I don't know if
What do you have for that?
I'm not sure. I think it's exact details.
Exact details. Okay, let's try that. Give and take.
compromise, be flexible.
Okay. By and large. Generally speaking. Okay, let's see. Grin and bear it.
Tolerate it as best as you can.
Uh-huh. Good. Odds and ends.
A variety
of things.
A variety of things. Take it or leave it.
Accept it or refuse. I don't care.
Let's check. Yay! Congratulations. Very nice. Yay. Congratulations, guys. Fantastic. So let's listen, guys.
Track 16.
Ifs or buts. Wait and see. Ins and outs. Give and take. By and large. Grin and bear it. Odds and ends. Take it or leave it.
All right. Very good, guys. So now let's practice using them, right? Complete the sentences with a word pair from exercise number 1. So let's try and do this together. In any relationship, you have to be prepared to, you can't have your own way all the time. So as you can see, we have the particle to. So here it should be a verb. What do you think?
Give and take.
Yes. Okay. You should identify what you're going to use by the words around the gap. Okay. So here you can see that there is the particle to. So it needs to be a verb, right? So of course it talks about relationships. So okay, you kind of know the meaning of the sentence, so you can infer what you need to use. But when you don't understand the meaning of a sentence, you should go by the part of speech you need to use. Okay, so here the part of speech you have to put there is the verb. Okay. Number 2, I didn't buy much at the mall, just a few for the kids. So what do you need to put here? Because we have a few.
Odds and ends.
Yes, you have to use a noun, right? A few usually comes before a noun, right? Talking about part of speech. So it has to be something, a noun. So
Grin and bear it.
Grin and bear it is a verb.
Okay.
So a few comes before a noun. So it should be a noun. A few things for the kids, let's suppose, okay? So what could be a noun here?
I think odds and ends.
Yes, a few odds and ends, yes. All right. Yes, that's right. Very good. Okay. Yes. Now, I don't want to hear any just finish the job today.
I don't want to hear any ifs or buts.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. Any ifs or buts. It's like I don't want to hear any excuses. Okay. Look, or arguments. Okay. Great. It's hard to explain the rules of cricket. It's complicated. So you have the article the. So when you have this article, it usually comes before a noun. So you have to use a noun here. So it's hard to explain the rules
Ins and outs.
The ins and outs, yes, the exact details, okay, of the rules of cricket. It's complicated. Okay, ins and outs, good. When did you get, what did you get me for my birthday? You will have to, so to introduces a verb. So here I should use a verb. What do you think? So I say, what did you get me for my birthday? And then you say, oh, you will have to
Wait and see.
Wait and see. Very good. Excellent. Nathan said the same. You'll have to wait and see. Yes, of course. Number 6. Oh no, the Burtons are coming for lunch. I hate their kids. Oh, I'm sorry, but you'll just have to. It's only for an hour or so. So another verb.
Grin and bear it.
Grin and bear it. Yes, very nice. Grin and bear it. Tolerate it as best you can. Okay, very nice. Grin and bear it. Pronunciation. Grin and bear it. Okay. Number 7. Okay, you can have it for $90. That's my final offer.
I think it's take it or leave it.
Yeah. Take it or leave it. Very nice.
It's like pegar ou largar, né?
Yes, exactly. Take it or leave it. Good. Los Angeles has lots of problems, but it's a nice place to live.
By and large.
Yes, very good, Iago. By and large, it's a
Mateus
nice
Acre.
place. Yes. Generally speaking, it's a nice place to live. By and large, it's...
Mateus actually.
Oh, thank you, Mateus. Very good.
Track
Great.
1.
Listen, guys.
In any relationship, you have to be prepared to give and take. You can't have your own way all the time.
Great.
2.
I didn't buy much at the mall, just a few odds and ends for the kids. Socks for Ben and hairbands for Jane.
3.
I don't want to hear any ifs or buts. Just finish the job today.
4.
It's hard to explain the ins and outs of the rules of cricket. It's complicated.
5.
What did you get me for my birthday?
You'll have to wait and see.
6.
Oh no! The Burtons are coming for lunch. I hate their kids.
I'm sorry, but you'll just have to grin and bear it. It's only for an hour or so.
7.
Okay, you can have it for $90. That's my final offer. Take it or leave it.
8.
Los Angeles has lots of problems, but by and large, it's a nice place to live.
It's so nice, isn't it? I love these expressions. They're really cool. They're really cool. I love them. So, everything correct. Yay. Very nice, people. Really good. So, here they're giving us some more. They say in number 3, we should join the words in A and C using a word in B. So, let's just try it out, okay?
Track 18.
Are you going to take a vacation this year?
I'd love to, but we'll have to wait and see. We're a little short on money right now.
We're hoping to go to that beach house in Massachusetts, but it's touch and go whether we will.
Why's that?
Well, I don't know if I can get the time off work.
But I thought they were good about giving you time off.
Yeah, they are, by and large, but the company I work for is small, and we have to cover for each other, so it's always a case of give and take.
Yeah, I can see that. At least you got away last year. I'm sick and tired of not being able to go anywhere.
You get away every now and then, don't you?
More then than now. We used to take the long weekends in the mountains every other month, but since the kids came along, it's more difficult. Oh, for the peace and quiet of the mountains. But I don't suppose we'd get much peace or quiet, even if we could afford to go. What with 3 kids and 2 dogs.
Is Chris fed up too?
You know Chris. He never complains. He just grins and bears it.
I tell you what, if we do manage to get that beach house, why don't you all join us? It's huge.
Oh, that's so nice of you. But I don't know. Wouldn't we be spoiling your vacation? What would Pat think? What if...
Look, no ifs or buts. The offer's there. You can take it or leave it.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It would be fantastic. But can I talk to Chris about it first?
Of course, of course. I'm sure you'll want to go through all the pros and cons together.
I can't think of many cons. It's just too good to be true. Thank you so much.
Well, as I said, the offer's there. Let's hope I get the time off work. We'll have a great time together.
All right, so here they say a lot of expressions. Yes, very nice, Danilo. Touch and go, sick and tired, peace and quiet. Yeah, quite a lot of expressions. So let's just check out the answers and the possibilities. I'll just show you that so you can look. Now and then, the first one, guys, so you can just write it down. It's just vocabulary, okay, people? So now and then, occasionally. So example, I go to the theater now and then, okay? Sick and tired. Sick and tired is the same as fed up with. Like, for example, I'm sick and tired of eating pasta. We have it every day. We are sick and tired of this pandemic, for example. This is a good example, right? Everybody is pretty much sick and tired of the pandemic. Okay, guys, everybody is. Next one, more or less, approximately, almost. I make $50,000 a year, more or less, or the team is more or less the same as last season. Touch and go, another combination. Uncertain and at risk. It was touch and go for him after the accident. We thought he might die. Okay. So that's something that they use a lot sometimes, right? Touch and go. It was touch and go for him after the accident. Peace and quiet. Freedom from noise, stress, Example, when I need some peace and quiet, I go for a walk on the beach. Safe and sound. Safe and healthy. Example, our cat was missing for a week, but then he came back safe and sound. Right? Slowly but surely. Gradually. Example, although learning English is sometimes hard, I'm making progress slowly but surely. So that's also something we use a lot. Then and there. It means immediately. Example, I was really surprised when they offered me the job then and there. Like the couple. The couple decided to buy the house in Vanuatu then and there, immediately. Okay? All right, people. So these are very nice expressions. Okay? Okie dokie, people. Yes? Can I close this? All right. Did you get a chance to take notes?
Yes.
Yes? Very nice.
Yes.
These are very good expressions, people. These are really good expressions, I'd say. So here, if you want, you can look at the conversation that we listened to here on page 160, right? All right. So now, guys, it's 12 o'clock. If you want to stretch your legs a little bit before we do the reading part, which is the last part of our lesson, you can for like, let's say 5 minutes to drink some water, because this part here now is the reading and speaking. And we will have some more interesting words here. And it's about the internet, so it's very interesting, right? Let's just see the introduction before we start, guys. This is super interesting. Have you ever wondered, as you go through your day, do you ever wonder about things? For example, have you ever puzzled over these questions? We have some questions there. Could the internet be wiped out? For example, how many species live in or on the human body? What would happen if we didn't have leap years? Why do songs get stuck in my head? Or what is the origin of the at symbol? So these are some interesting questions that we might come across one day or another, maybe, right? We may ask ourselves. So while we have our 5-minute break to drink some water, we can think about these things. And then after we come back, we can do those, we can have some reflections about it, and then we'll do the reading. Okay, so we can finish that. Don't forget, we are still here. Okay, guys, so do come back. Only 5 minutes so we can drink some water. Okay, guys?
Okay.
So let's have a short break, all right? Be back after 5 minutes, all right? Let's do it. Okay, guys, let's restart. Excuse me. Hi, dear. Thank you. So let's go back. The reading actually is with answers. Sorry. The reading has answers to these questions here. So here we have, could the internet be wiped out? How many species live in or on the human body? What would happen if we didn't have leap years? So here we have the answers to these questions, okay? So the first task is read the answers to the questions on pages 86 and 87. All right, so let's take a look there. The first one, as you can see here, they have the numbers, okay? So could the internet be wiped out? So we are going to read the first one together. Of course, guys, it would be better to separate the readings because we have 4 texts to read. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But we have enough time to read them all, and they are very interesting, so that's okay, no problem. And in activity number 3, we have to complete putting the lines that are missing, so it's interesting to read all of them. So let's see the first one. First of all, could the internet be wiped out? So let's read in silence the first one. First of all, guys, do you understand the meaning of wiped out or be wiped out? What does that mean? What do you understand by that?
To finish the internet or
Yeah,
delete the internet or
yes,
turn off.
to be deleted, to be removed completely. Yes, very good. So let's take a look at this first text. And as you can see, there are some words that are highlighted, and let's see if we can understand them through context. Okay, so we will do the first reading in silence, see if we understand. Okay, so let's see if we can do that in 3 minutes. Okay, I will set up my timer for 3 minutes and then we discuss. Okay, yes. So here, I already showed you the phrase or the sentence that is missing here in number one, okay? Letter C, from the list of phrases or sentences that were removed. So here, I put here letter C. It connects our computers in many different ways by land, sea, and space via satellites. Okay, so this sentence was removed from the first text. Okay, this is actually task number 3. Okay, these lines have been removed from them. I already put it there, so it's easier for you to read. Okay, all right. So according to the text, let's see the first word that they highlighted here for us. They say here, luckily for us, wiping out the entire internet would be downright impossible. What do you understand by downright impossible?
Totally
Downright,
impossible.
yes, thoroughly, yes, or completely impossible. Downright impossible would be totally, completely, or super impossible. Okay, guys, it's just to emphasize impossible. Okay, now here they say the world of business would be in total disarray. So do you understand the meaning of this word? Even though they haven't emphasized or highlighted this word, I'd like to know if you understand the meaning.
No.
Would be disorder.
Yes, exactly. Disarray. Yeah. Total disorder. Would be total disorganized. Okay. Total mess. Confusion. Okay. The world of business would be in total disorder. Okay. Uh, Internet giants like Google and Amazon would grind to a halt. What does that mean?
Would break.
Yes, would break. Okay, in other words, a crash. So this is another word that is very common when we simply log off or when we simply lose our connection. We crash. Okay, so a crash that lasted even for a short time would lead to chaos and panic in financial markets around the world. Okay, and finally they say here it's a relief to learn how resilient it actually is. So what is the meaning of resilient? What do you understand?
Capable to resist
Yes,
something.
very nice. Something capable to resist, something capable to endure, something difficult. Yes, against all odds. Okay, very nice. Resilient. Actually, that's what the internet is, right? Sometimes we have a bad connection, but we are still there, right? So, yes, we are resilient. Okay, so here we have some questions about the internet in the beginning here in number 4. We have, why is the internet so resilient? Why is that? Let me just see the answers just to the beginning, okay? Sorry?
What did you ask? I didn't hear.
I'm just going through questions here in number 4. Why is the internet so resilient?
Because it doesn't rely on only one computer, only one machine, or only one cable or satellite.
Yes,
It
very
relies on a
good.
lot of things to keep working. And if one
Yes.
of them stops, they have options.
Excellent. Very good. Perfect. What might be lost if it did collapse?
Uh, Probably everything like works and giants, internet giants and business, TV, cell phone, emails,
Yeah.
blogs, whatever.
Businesses. Yeah. Yes. The stock exchange market,
Yes.
businesses. Yeah. Big companies. Very good. All right. So the first two questions here, questions 1 and 2, they are about the first text. Okay. So let's just mark that here. All right. Good. So now let's move on to the second one. How many species live in or on the human body? Okay, so let's try to take advantage of the vocabulary from the second text. Okay, so I'll try to give you 3 minutes to read that. Okay, let's take a look there. Let's see here. This is really interesting too. Let's take a look there. Sorry, guys. So 3 minutes to read that. Let's go. Oh, by the way, the sentence that was removed from here is sentence letter E, okay? So it's up there on the page. I'll try to move up to letter E when we get to number 2, okay? Okay, guys. All right, let me just show you the sentence that has been removed. Letter E up here, just a second. Some 10 million occupy every square centimeter of our flesh. Mhm. Yes. All right. So here they say there are about 200 species, including 80 in the mouth alone. Yeah, that's quite a lot. Big population, right? So here they say that um, alongside these, our bodies are also host to a mind-boggling number of bacteria. What is a mind-boggling number, people?
It would be
Like something amazing.
Yeah.
number.
Yes, amazing. Yeah, something incredible, something wow, outstanding, something your mind can't even imagine. So it's mind boggling. Everything your mind can't even think of is mind boggling. Okay. Your mind can't even think about. It's mind boggling. Usually, when we talk about numbers, when we talk about figures, it's mind boggling. All right. The number of people who still need to be vaccinated in Brazil, for example, this is mind boggling, right? Just to give an example. All right. So mind-boggling number of bacteria that we have in our bodies, and we need them to survive. All right. So then we have another word down here, found on every individual. It spends all its days harmlessly munching dead skin cells. What is munching? Does anybody know?
It would be something like eating or
Yes, eat.
no.
Yes, that's it. Eating. Eating, mechanically moving your mouth. When you eat bread, for example, before you swallow the piece of bread that you eat, you have to munch. So you mechanically move your mouth sometimes, right, before you actually swallow that piece of bread. So you munch, and then you swallow. So this movement that you make with your mouth, that is munching, okay? So you have to move your mouth a few times, right? So that you can destroy the food until it is in a size that you can actually swallow, and then your stomach can administer that food and take advantage of the nutrients. Okay, so that's munching. So here they are talking about this this mite. Have you ever seen this follicle mite that we have on our skin? It's a kind of parasite. Actually, it's a parasite that we have on our skin. Let me show you the picture. Check it out. It's not really good looking. A follicle parasite that some animals have, we also have. Um, it's very ugly, to say the least. And we have that on our skin, and it actually it eats dead skin, and that's why we need to be careful. Sometimes dogs have those things. Look, can you see the picture? Look how ugly. Can you see that? Of course, guys, this is They, it's a kind of lice, but yes, here they they uh, maximized. I don't know how many times, but it's a mite, it's a kind of mite. It's really big. Now, I mean, it's maximized. So here, look, it's a kind of when we have a follicle that has these mites, it has an infection, right? So look, here we have a picture of, ooh, look how it looks. Okay, guys, look, take a look, guys. So this hair follicle mite, it lives inside sebaceous glands adjacent to hair follicles, and then it eats, actually the food he likes to eat is dead cells, right? So it's really gross. So this is what he likes to eat. So that's very gross. That's why we need to clean our skin every now and then. We have to do some cleaning. Whoa, look at the eyelids. Wow. These are the eyelash full of, oh man, this is so gross. Terrible. Okay. So, yes. Okay. We have those. So we need to be careful and take good care of our skin so that we don't have those mites. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next one. Any other words? Is everything okay with this text? Yes? Good.
Yes.
All right. Great. They're ugly, aren't they? Wow, my goodness. So here, question number 3. What would be the size of a pea about this text here? The size of a pea would be all the bacteria. If you could get all the bacteria from the human body, if you could put them all together, the number of the bacteria that we could make them all into the size of a pea. Here, that's what they say. Okay. So they could make them all look like the size of a pea, of course. Okay. How harmful is the follicle mite? What does it do? So the harmful, how harmful it can be, it can create local infections, right? And it can really be harmful because it can create skin infections, not only for humans, but also for animals. So it's very bad. You should be careful, right? So try to clean your skin every now and then so that you don't have those infections. So now, guys, we have text 3, 4, and 5. So what will I do? As we don't have much time and they are also interesting, I will ask you to read the 3 of them in a row, okay? Try to read them all. Let's try to read them all. I'll give you 4 minutes. It's 12:42. So let's try to read them in a row. What would happen if we didn't have leap years? Do you understand leap years? Years that we have the month of February with 29 days instead of 28. That's a leap year. Okay? It's the year that the month of February goes up to 29 instead of 28. That's a leap year. The next one will say, why do songs get stuck in my head? They will explain the reason. So I will try to put both texts here. Let me try to zoom out a little bit. Yeah. I don't know if you will be able to see it all. Yeah. Okie dokie. Can you see that? Yes, people. I don't know if the people in the classroom will be able to visually.
Yes, I can read.
Can you? Okay,
I'm
good.
using the book here. I
Okay,
opened the book.
all
So I
right.
can,
Yes,
yes.
great. So let's read now 3 and 4 together, okay? That's interesting. Okay, guys, you done? So here in the first one, why do we have leap years in the first place? Did you get that?
Yes.
Oh, right. So here we have a very clear explanation. They want to follow the Gregorian calendar, right? Good. And also they want to follow the revolutions of the planet around the sun, right? How long does it take the Earth to go around the sun? It takes the Earth approximately
365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 46 seconds.
Yes, very good. To circle the sun. So it's not exact. It's not 365 days exact, right? To go around the sun. So that's why we need to have leap years, okay? And then every 4 years or 5 years, we need to have a leap year. So that's why we need to have February 29th, nearly, not every, but nearly every 4 years, okay? So that's why they decided, and then it has to be a year that is divisible by 4, okay? So to be taken into account means to be taken into consideration. So the year must be divisible by 4, okay? And they also take into consideration that something they explained here. The year 2000 was special because it was the first leap year divisible by 400 since the transition from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar. So there are some specifications, right, to be considered a leap year. So the year has to be divisible by 400 to be a leap year, because it's not something exact, and they have to, it's not exactly every 4 years to be a leap year. Okay, guys, so that's why our calendar is like this. Okay, so imagine the people who are born on February 29th, they can't celebrate their birthday every year. Right? So anyway,
Yes,
yeah,
I have my, how can I say tio?
my uncle.
Yes, my uncle birth in um 29th of February.
Really?
Three.
Wow. So, oh my goodness, he celebrates his birthday on February 28th. Oh, that's
Yes, yes.
oh, that's incredible. Oh, yeah. This is what happens, right? Everybody who is born on February 29th has to adapt to the immediate day before, because it doesn't happen every year. Yeah. So, guys, very good. Thank you, Danilo. The second question here is, why do songs get stuck in our head? So here we have the scientific word we give to this kind of phenomenon. We have stuck song syndrome, sticky music, or cognitive itch, right? But it's mostly common known as earworm, right? So earworm is a song that really stucks into our head. It really stucks into our head. So we have a very common song that is like a song that we never forget. And they give a suggestion here. They just say that we should listen to another song or do something else, like watch a movie or. So I also highlighted some other phrasal verbs here. So sometimes songs pop into our heads So they appear into our heads. To pop into is to appear when we haven't heard them for a long time. So this is also another phenomenon that happens, right? They may trigger the memory. So to trigger is to cause, to create something, to provoke. So that's the meaning of trigger. How do we turn them off? How do we make them disappear? How do we make them go away? How do we turn them off? So here, one piece of advice is to start another activity. Like they say, for example, go for a run, watch your favorite TV program, read a book sometimes, right? They don't say it here, but I would do that. Or think of another song to push out the first one. Push out is the same as to remove the first one. Okay, guys. So that's another idea. And here the danger is that the song that cures you might just end up being the next earworm. Okay, so yes, if we have a tendency to create earworms, we might have a next earworm depending on the song we listen to, right? We have some catchy tunes, which is also another word for those songs that stick to our minds, right? So a catchy tune is a song that easily stays in people's minds. So catchy tunes. These are very popular songs that people compose, writers or music writers compose catchy tunes. Okay, guys. And they create those songs on purpose so that people learn them easily and they can sell them easily as well. Okay, we call them catchy tunes. Okay, they are easily commercialized. Okay, okay.
Teacher,
Yes.
but this song is about something like a music have that we have
Oh my God.
earned, a music that we have earned, and this repeat in our mind, or like this song that's similar that um a ruído.
No, no, no. These are songs that we listen to, and they keep playing and replay in our minds.
Okay, okay.
Okay, songs that we listen to on TV or we listen to on the radio, and they keep playing all over. I mean, all the time, nonstop. All right,
Okay,
all right.
I thought that it was the song sometimes stay in the head like a B.
Ah, no, 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 no. I'm talking about songs that we keep listening to in our minds long after they are over, physically speaking. We listen to a song, they are over, but we keep listening to them in our minds. Okay? Those are catchy tunes. Okay, Danilo?
Okay, teacher, thank you.
You're welcome. So now let's take a look at the last one quickly. What is the origin of the at symbol? We use that symbol a lot, okay, especially in our emails. So let's take a look there. Let's go here. Let's see that. The at sign. How interesting, isn't it, guys? So instead of writing the word at, they would simply put together, they would write A and then they would put together the T. Instead of writing T, they would write, he would make like this, okay? They would involve the A with this circle here, and then they would create the at symbol, okay? All right, guys, so let's see the meaning of the word painstakingly before we go. So every letter of a word had to be painstakingly transcribed. What is that, guys?
It would be
Painstakingly.
something that it would be something that's done a lot.
Yes, full of details,
Yeah.
painstakingly transcribed by hand. Yes, full of details, a lot of work, you know, that was something that took a lot of effort. So this is something painstakingly, right? It's an adverb, okay? So of course, there is also an adjective. When we eliminate ly, it becomes an adjective and it means something detailed, something that takes a lot of effort to do because, you know, they had to write a lot in the Middle Ages and it wasn't easy, especially because writing at the time was, you know, they had to almost design the letters. The handwriting was super um, artistic. It was something, and then of course, to make it shorter, they would change sometimes the format of the letters. So to abbreviate, okay, so every letter of a word had to be painstakingly transcribed, okay. So the monks that performed these tedious copying duties looked for ways to reduce. So tedious is pretty much like Portuguese, something boring, something tedious, okay? Individual strokes for common words. Strokes is each time you touch the paper with some ink. It's like a painter using the brush. Each time you put some ink on the paper is a stroke, okay?
The
So
line or something like that.
yeah, a line, yes, that's true. So that's a stroke, Okay, guys. So this is a way for you to show that each time you paint or each time you write something, that's a stroke. All right, people. So they would like to reduce the effort or reduce the number of strokes. Okay, so this is a way for them to save time, probably. Okay, so that's why at became only this. All right, so here just showing that the line missing here in number 5 was, let me just go back here, letter A. It separates a person's online username from their mail server address, okay, or address, if you are using American English. All right, people. So this was it for today. So we discussed a little bit about vocabulary on the reading part, okay? So here we have how do different nationalities describe the at sign? Let's see there. Here they have, look.
Like the name of animals.
Yes, that's true. You see here, you have, they use a lot of different names for that, right? In Norway, they call it pig's tail, right? It's so different. So that's funny, right? That's really funny. So here we have a list of how some different nationalities call this symbol, okay? So it's nice if you need to go to any of these countries here one day, it's nice to know how they call the at symbol. Okie dokie, guys. So let's go over to our page here on Google Classroom so that I can show you the homework assignment for our lesson today. Since we talked about the third conditional, I posted here a video for you to watch about the third conditional with this teacher that I really admire from English. She's really good. I also posted a poster about the third conditional with the rule, and I posted only one worksheet. That's enough for you to practice the third conditional. Okay, guys, on the book, here is the workbook for you to do. You can try and do these pages 70 to 73 and the online practice. It's a reading activity, reading number 6. Okay, guys. So try to catch up on your online practice activities if you wish. All right. And like I said before, if you have tasks to do, try to schedule replacements to do the tasks that you were missing, okay, until the end of Unit 11. When we finish Unit 11, then we will do stop and check number 2. All right, people. So this is it for today. That was very nice. We worked today on the third conditional and mostly vocabulary. We talked about word pairs, especially the ones we separate with conjunctions, like for example, by and large, odds and ends. Remember that? Yes, we talked about some word pairs. And finally, we did reading and speaking, some interesting questions that we might wonder, right? One day, what if they wipe out the internet? What will happen? Okay. Which creatures inhabit our body? And then what was the reason for that? Just for the sake of vocabulary, just expanding a little bit more our vocabulary. Okay, guys, focus on the third conditional so you can study more the grammar topic of Unit 11. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for coming, and try to schedule replacements for the classes that you missed, especially the students who missed classes this month. Try to do the replacements via YouTube. Watch the videos, do the pages, take a picture, and send me. All right, guys? So you can clear your absences. And the missing tasks, you know what to do. Okay, guys? Try to do your tasks, the ones that you missed. Okay, project and whatever you missed. All right, people. And if you have any questions, just send me a message. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, people. See you next
Thank
week.
you.
Have a
See you
nice
next week.
weekend, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you for
teacher.
coming. Bye bye, people.
Bye,
See
teacher.
you. It was nice having you here today. Thank you very much for coming, people. Hey, bye bye, guys. Thank you,
Take
Carlos.
care.
Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Nathan. Kathleen, Esther. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Iago. Thank you, Mateus. Oh, thank you so much, guys. That was awesome. Thank you so much, people. Bye bye. Bye bye, dear. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you, guys. That was great.